You're watching Plus TV Africa and you're just in time for our entertainment news program, Tea Time. Now, Tea Time is where we bring you up to date regarding all of the hottest entertainment stories from around the world, from around the globe, and from around Africa. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tokunbo Taiwo, and here to discuss every story are my co-anchors Ife Oshinkeye and Lakpe Banjo. Hi, guys.
Hello. What's up, Tokunbo?
I can't help but comment on your hair because yesterday you gave us waves and today you've given us this length of hair.
Sorry, I really need to stop changing my hair, don't I? It's becoming.
Let me tell you what it's called. It's called the wet look.
But I like it because it's unpredictable. We could look forward to seeing something else.
Do you know what?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I really enjoy changing my hair in Nigeria because when I'm in England and I change my hair all the time, everyone thinks like I'm a cancer patient. That's just
really,
Oh my God. Like, no, literally, they're like, "Oh my God, what have you done to your hair? Oh my God!" Like, it's just annoying. But here, everyone just knows, you can change your hair. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm overdoing it a bit though. I'll stop.
You look beautiful.
Oh, thanks, babe.
So like I was saying earlier, Ife, you gave us a story yesterday regarding a woman that pushed a man out of the window. Yeah. Did you find anything online today that is exciting?
I saw Rihanna as the first black woman to make it to British Vogue. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I know it's a big deal, but she still looks very Caucasian in the shots. No, I'm sorry, I'm shaking the table, but
they do that all the time.
But they do that all the time. They did it with Beyonce, and I remember you mentioned they did it with
Lupita.
Yeah. L'Oreal. They just like brighten their skin, make them look a bit lighter.
Do you guys think that is racist?
It's not racist. I wouldn't say. Well, yeah, there's elements of racism.
Because the thing is, they're trying to make her look Caucasian because they accept more white standards of beauty.
Exactly.
So it's racism. It's subtle, but I think it's racism.
Black women, because black men are are celebrated in media.
It's a go. It's a go for them.
Yeah, exactly. Black men is a big it's not a big deal to be a black man, but
all right.
It's not the same.
So we're moving on to the agenda for today. Our first story is a funny one regarding Yemi Alade, where her fan says she's getting old and that she should go and marry. Oof. And it's quite an interesting
response. This was just so savage. And big up to Yemi Alade.
Exactly.
Like, she really came in on this guy in a most polite manner.
And that's what makes it even more exciting.
In the same exact tone he came with. So that was just so amazing. Because the guy was like, "Oh, you're getting old. Don't you think you should get married and start a family and be a role model?" And then he spelled role model as the role as ROLL. No.
Oh, as a role.
Yeah, like so, be a role model to other celebrities when they see you get married and stuff like that. And then she went back and she said, "We're all getting old, my brother, and you too, you're bleaching." No, she said, "No, we're all getting old, my brother, but you don't see me coming to your page telling you that your bleaching cream is bad or something along that. Like, I don't come to your page to tell you that your own bleaching cream is bad," and everybody just went in on the guy. Like,
and then she was as polite as he was.
And then she was like, I don't mean to insult you.
And she even called him my brother as well.
And she was like, I don't mean to insult you. I'm just giving my advice. So
exactly.
You get like she was
is
in the same tone that he used. That was
she really clapped back, and everybody just came in on the guy.
Yes.
One person just said a bit, and said, "I'm going back to sleep." Like, people just come in and just drop comments.
Like, let me come to you on your reaction. Good heavens, because I don't even know where to start. The fan or Yemi Alade, where do you stand?
I think her response was great, and that's what he deserved. But the fan's just a bit of an idiot. Like, it's typical, isn't it? Everyone here is always in everybody's business. Yeah. Like, when are you getting married? As if it's like some sort of... I'm going to shake the table.
Yeah, go on.
As if it's some sort of achievement.
Thank you very much.
It's not an achievement.
I was going to say that. I was just waiting for you to finish your point. Now, I'm wondering why a lot of people think that marriage in Nigeria or in Africa is an achievement.
Can I just add on to that as well? Think about it, yeah. For you to go to university, yeah, and finish and pass and stuff like that, you actually have to put in work. You have to study, you have to go to lectures. For you to get a job, you have to do the interview, you have to put in the work, right? For you to get married, you don't actually have to do anything. You just have to sit there and look pretty and be nice and pretend.
You mean for a woman or for a man?
For a woman. I'm speaking on both. Okay. I'm not speaking on both.
Yeah, but even for a man, you don't really have to do a lot of work.
Nah, I don't know. I think it's different for men.
It's different. Exactly. That's what I'm clarifying.
But man, when there's love involved, it makes it very easy.
Well, I guess, but the point I'm trying to make, I think the point that we're both trying to make is that it's not something that requires such hard work to be like. You don't have to do so much to become married, and it's almost like once people are married, they're on this like pedestal, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm married, you're single,
exactly.
you're a peasant,
You know
and
what
you're
happened
down
to me
there.
last week? I was hanging out with my friend, and then she was going through Instagram. Then she
Total
saw
segregation.
a friend. She was like, "Oh God, she's married. Hey,
when is
God,
my
when
own
is
going
my
to
own?"
come?
And I was like, "What do you mean? As in, so married?
And it's only here.
And then this girl I'm talking
Nobody
about.
goes on Beyonce's page when she's over 30.
The girl I'm talking
go and
about drives a Benz, has a good job. She's a CEO. Now, the person that got married, what does she do? She's like, she's into buying and selling. And I'm like, are you listening to yourself? And that's who you're comparing yourself with because she's married.
Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy here.
She should be aspiring to be like
But
you,
my
not
issue,
the
but my,
other
my
girl.
issue
One
is
issue I have is that, you know, you don't even allow the person themselves, you know, decide when they want to get married.
The
You know, you
pressure
want
is
to
too
like
much.
impose on their life. I'm
Please
like,
tell my
seriously.
mother. Please, you people tell my mother for me. Mommy, is it my boss?
you know,
Mommy, not now.
you know. But I feel like it's only here that happens.
I have to say, yeah.
Like I said, the same Nigerian fans that are fans of Beyonce and Rihanna don't go on Beyonce and Rihanna's page and says, oh, go and get married, you're getting so old. Beyonce got married over the age of 30. She had her first child at like 34. Kim K is at 35 or 37, I think.
Let's bring into the picture the age of Yemi. She's 29. So
Imagine.
Hello.
How old was
Very
Tiwa
young.
Savage when she got married? Like, and did the
And how
marriage
long
even
did the
work?
marriage
last?
I mean, everyone. And the thing is, everybody knows this. Like, they're just aware. They're
So
aware.
we're focusing on the wrong
But
thing.
you know, this is
completely.
the same thing we've been talking about the pressure that social media puts on people.
But
It's
this
not
isn't just
social
social
media.
media.
No, what I'm saying, this is so. It's not just social.
It's a
media,
generational
but
thing.
In this case,
It's
now,
not even a
imagine
generational thing.
if,
I think it's a Nigerian thing.
Yeah, but it's to do with your
imagine
parents
if
are the one
Tiwa
putting the
Savage has been getting. I said Tiwa Savage. Yemi Alade has been getting a lot of pressure from her family to go and get married, from her friends
I
to
would
go and get
understand.
married. Then somebody now comes on social media to tell her again. She might just feel like, man, God, why don't I even have a boyfriend? She can get depressed by that. So
I'm
that's
sure she
you-
knows she can get any man she wants. It's not like she's not ugly. She's
She
not
would have like a mile of men who are ready to
that
get
are
married
ready to
her.
marry her. Like she's just
Yeah.
being picky, and so she should be. Like I don't think any
All right,
random
guys, we
person.
need to move on. Does anyone want to say the last words?
Mind your damn business.
if they're
everyone,
your
like,
last words. What?
What she said.
Like,
So we're all in agreement. Whoever is
the
trolling
first time
anyone,
ever.
mind your business. That's what they all say. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be talking to one of Nigeria's biggest personalities. If you miss it, you will most certainly miss out. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
Hey, Adam!
Dad,
Look, I got something for you.
a football chassis?
Hey, Adam, come watch a game with your uncle and I.
I forgot how
I'm okay, thanks.
the kind of person that you asked me to be. My brother say you love me, I love him too. I tell him I will do anything for you. But it's strange
see how many
say
goals I
this,
scored?
I no get you.
You scored
I look up
28
like this, say who are you?
So, Daddy, you showed those blues pepper yesterday, right?
We sure did.
Those 3 points are sure for us today.
Remind me how
Game's about to start.
you la la la
Quickly.
la 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 la.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. And it's not business as usual today because we've got a studio guest. She's a singer, a songwriter, an actress, a journalist, an activist, and a public administrator. Yes, all of that, yes, by one woman. She has been dubbed by the Nigerian press as the elegant stallion. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you the outspoken, the outstanding Onyeka Onwenu. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, it's good to be here.
All right,
Thank
but
you.
before these two have a chance to say anything, I just want to let you know I'm your biggest fan.
Is that so?
Yes, disregard their.
All right, okay.
But I'm going to let them ask you the first question.
It's so nice of you.
And before she gets to say anything, I'm bigger than your biggest fan.
Okay,
Now, what do you
so
have to say?
who wants to go first?
Okay, so Ma, you are a legend. So how has it been like the journey so far from inception to now, starting from broadcasting to the music to your acting career? How has the journey been and still being gracefully beautiful?
Thank you very much. Your mother did a good job raising you. Thank you. God bless her, and you too.
Amen.
And your father.
Amen.
And your brothers and your sisters
Amen.
and everybody. And all of us, and you too. It has been challenging, interesting, fulfilling, magnificent. Sometimes not so good. But when you have this realization that it's not about you, then you know that every opportunity that comes your way, whether good or bad, there's something to be learned from it. And so if you have a challenging situation, and I'm sorry, I have to tell you about my faith. It would not be fair for you to have the idea that it's all been done by me. But I know that I have a Father in heaven whose grace covers me. And so he gives me talents and he gives me opportunity. He never promised me that it was going to be an absolutely easy life, but he did promise me one thing. Whatever challenges come my way, he's already won it for me. So I just go through the experience, learn from it, use it as a way that God is teaching me to learn something as well. So that tells you that we all have very interesting lives. There's no one person. If you make the mistake of looking at somebody and saying, if it's them every time, what do they think they are? You're making a big mistake. God has given them the grace to carry the cross or the challenges they're carrying. You may not see those challenges. You have yours, and you've been given the grace to carry your own. But the moment you begin to compare yourself with other people, you've missed it entirely. They won't be able to carry what you're carrying. You cannot carry what they're carrying. You have a role to play. You have something that you've brought to give. Give it and be content.
Right. Right.
Okay, Lakwe, do you have any?
Yes, I do. It's lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
And I just want to know, how did the shift from broadcasting to music, how did that happen, and how did you feel comfortable making that shift?
Okay. Again, just a few days ago, I was with Archbishop Margaret Idahosa. She was celebrating her 75th birthday, and this is a woman that God has used to bless us in this country, and we don't even know the extent of it. When her husband died, she was able to hold the church together and grow the church and everything concerning the church. A woman I have a lot of admiration for. And she was preaching, and she said, find one thing that you're good at. Hang on to that one thing and then do it. I said, oh, Madam Archbishop, there are some of us that we can't just hold on to one. We have got to try and hold on to so many. And I took time to really think about my life. Okay. Why is it that God gave me, I can sing, I can write, I can be a decent mother, I can teach, not as a teacher but as I'm doing this, I'm teaching. There are so many things that I can do, and he gives me the opportunity, and sometimes opportunity to bring all those gifts together on one table. So it is difficult for me to pick one thing, but there's one thing I know to do. And that is to understand that really God uses you in any and every situation. Where the music is needed, God will use me there. Where the acting is needed, God will use me there. Anything that I do, so long as I make God my focus and know that I'm there really to serve him and it's not about me, I'm good.
Okay, you've mentioned God several times now. I'm beginning to think.
I love him.
Can I ask you though, like, have you always had this relationship with him from the get-go, or even it's more so now that you're getting towards your 66th, or you've done your 66th
I'm
birthday
done my
anyway?
66th.
Yeah, so getting towards your 67th. Is it close? Are you closer to him now, or you've always been close to him right from the get-go?
I can answer that in two ways. Yes, I'm closer to him now because hopefully you go from strength to strength and glory to glory. In your relationship with God, it should grow, not diminish. Okay. And so I have that growing on a daily basis. Okay. But I was very fortunate to be born into a Christian family. Okay. My grandmother was a powerful, strong woman of God. My mother was incredible. And all that got passed down to me. But what you're hearing from me is not that corporate God who sits on the throne and says, Onyeka you're doing bad and I'm going to deal with you. But it's a God of grace, a gentle God, a friend, a father, my lover, my boyfriend. He is all those things for me. And it's a personal relationship. And it's a knowledge that I can talk to him. It's a knowledge that you can't hurt me. Because I'm like the apple of his eye. This is serious. He touch Onyeka when you're in trouble. Everybody hear it too. So that's the God that I got now, is that personal relationship. And I needed it. I so needed a friend that will not judge me, that will give me many chances, that is loving, that will comfort me, that will be there for me no matter what. And I'm happy when I see young people like you catching on to that. Because I look, I say, why didn't I catch on to this so much earlier? But God's time. But then I have to tell you where my strength lies. So when you see me and you see what I'm doing, you do not ascribe it to my power, because I ain't got no power. But you ascribe it to the God that I worship.
Okay, all right. Okay, you have a question?
Yes, it's still relating to this. A long, long time ago, you used to do secular music, and then now you do gospel.
I still do secular music.
Yes, but right now there's a message to be passed. Either you're talking about HIV/AIDS or societal issues. So I want to know what caused that transition. Was it when you found Christ that you started doing gospel music, or it was before you found Christ?
It was before I did gospel. Like I said, I was born into a Christian family. So it's always been there. It's always underlined everything. Hallelujah, chimle, Jehovah chimimela. I didn't write it when I was born again. Or I didn't put that song together. Those are my old songs. Those are old songs. But what you find running through my songs, even to today, I sing about love, because I think love is wonderful. God is love, and love is God-given. In the right context, love is a beautiful, beautiful thing to have, and I wish you all love in your lives. You will fall in love with a man who would really love God and love you. That's the number one thing. A praying man is a very attractive man. Trust me. A man that prays and can pray with you. A woman that prays can pray with the husband. You've got it. So if you're not already married, I'm saying to you and every person out there, may God give you the right person in your life.
Amen.
All right, I think we should move on to other things now, and I can't help but bring this in because, like, on the 18th of July, there was a video that was released by yourself, and we wanted to sort of get your view on, you know, what led to or what brought about the decision to actually do that video and, you know, pour your heart out the way you did on that said date.
That's a shareable stuff.
Yeah. My work and concern for the girl child has been an ongoing thing. When I was giving the appointment as the DG of the National Center for Women Development, which is a parastatal under the Women's Ministry, which sees to the advocacy of the issues concerning women, training and empowerment. So it was really a heavy thing for me, because I understood. But I said, well, there are so many other things I can do. Then it occurred to me that this is what I've been doing all my life, both in my life and saying to young women, look, you don't have to rely on a man for everything. You can be financially independent. You should be financially independent. You should stay in school and get your education, learn a trade and stick with it. Don't expect that if a man does not give you, then you don't have. The man will have greater respect for you if you're financially independent. So this is what I've been showing. This is what I've been talking about, fighting for women, because I was raised by a widow. My mother was widowed for the second time at age 36. So I know what it takes for a woman on her own to raise a family and communicate, and to contribute to the community. So I know. That's all I've been doing all my life in preparation.
What do you think is the biggest challenge?
Sorry, just hold that thought. We need to take a quick break. When we come back, you'll ask that question. So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll carry on with the conversation with Onyeka Onwenu. She's our guest in the studio here this morning, right here on Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. We'll be right back.
Sounds like you had a good time, sir.
Having a good time. I'm a shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger. I'm gonna go. There's no stopping me. I'm burning through the sky. Yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I'm gonna make a supersonic woman of you. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Such a good time. Just give me a call. Don't stop me now.
With over 500 flights every day, Emirates brings the world together through Dubai. Fly Emirates for a world of good times.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. And as mentioned earlier, we have a studio guest. We're talking to Onyeka Onwenu. And she's been telling us about the video that was released online recently. So,
I've been concerned with the girl child for many, many years. And Leah's case is peculiar. I have a special thing for IDPs. Did a song specially to draw attention to what was happening to them. And a lot of the girls in the ID camps were being raped and a lot of pregnancies. So there were issues to be addressed, but nobody was training them. And I took on, my agency took on working with UNHCR, which is the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, to bring them to the center, put them off for 2-3 weeks, take care of them. By the time they're leaving, they've completely changed. They're trained to either cook, to sew, to make soap, all kinds of things, and then we gave them money to start businesses. I'm in touch with many of them.
Okay.
They've opened restaurants, they're sewing clothes, they're employing other people. This is what we should do. And so much money had been raised for this cause. Where is that money? What was done with it? So these were the questions I was asking. And then someone brought the Leah. We've been praying for Leah because Leah is a role model even for us.
Yeah. Sure.
Who are her mothers and grandmothers, because she stood up for Christ. When it mattered, she said, you can take my life, but I'm not going to denounce Christ. Christ is not going to deny her. And it is true, you and me, persisting and reminding government that this fight against Christians, against innocent people, it must stop. So I didn't think, when the opportunity came, I didn't think about it. I just said, let's go. But I didn't know the effect and the toll it had taken on me until I looked into the camera and I was addressing the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I had to tell him, stop it. Somebody has to say that. And if they come and arrest me tomorrow, I'm ready. They can come. If they like, I can give them my address. Come. Yes.
oh, like we were going to ask.
Yeah, you seem like a very, very brave and courageous
No,
woman.
I'm not. I believe.
She's the elegant stallion.
Elegant stallion.
For nothing.
Don't believe that. I'm not. I'm not. But I do know who is behind me. And when you're on the right path, know who's behind you, go on. Do whatever.
No, but I'm going to stand by my comment. I think you're very courageous and brave.
She's very stubborn.
Yeah, my mum tells me that all the time.
Yeah, me too. I'm stubborn, so I know.
And I think you've kind of transitioned and you've covered a lot of ground here. So you've done the acting, you've done the broadcasting, the music. Moving on to the politics, you've been very, very active and you're a huge activist. And like Tokumbo rightly said, you've been outspoken about Leah's case. And you've also spoken about all the work you've done for young women. I'm particularly interested in that. I want to know what the biggest challenge you think is here for young women, especially young underprivileged women. And what do you think, what can be done about it? Because there are a lot of challenges, like you mentioned, heavy financial reliance on men and the lack of empowerment and lack of opportunities. What do you think is, from what you've experienced, what do you think is the biggest challenge?
I think the challenge lies with society itself. There has to be a shift. The shift is happening, but ever so gradually. We have to quicken it up because we're talking about the future of this country. When you recognize the fact that these young girls are going to carry children and raise children who are Nigerians, and so if we don't take care of them, we are really bringing something on ourselves that we may not be able to handle when time comes. When I was at NCWD as the DG, we have a day when we celebrate the girl child in September. It's the International Day of the Girl Child. And we had this seminar and we brought the children from different schools and we said, okay, we're gonna have a pre-seminar seminar. This is yours. We want you to tell us, where does the shoe pinch? You will be interested to know that even things like we can't go to school because we do not have sanitary pad. And they don't know what to do about it. The schools don't have toilets for girls. So the girls would stay at home for that period. And pretty soon she drops out. I mean, what is a simple thing as sanitary pad for a young girl? A simple thing, well, as being safe in your environment when you're going to school, you will not be raped. There was a school, it was in the social media, where they were chasing girls at the end of school. The boys would just chase them. Anyone you can get, you just rape her. And you do it and you get away with it. And every day we open the newspapers and a 3-week-old baby is raped. And please, what's going on? Please, what's going on? And our children are in danger. Society is flipping around. And we don't have enough moral energy and moral weight to hold it back and say, let us teach our children. The way I was brought up, I tried to replicate that in the life of my children because it has to continue. But it's breaking down. And when it breaks down, that child that is not really grounded will not have children that will be grounded. So one generation is enough to break it, break that order, break that understanding that there are certain things that are acceptable. I find young people, when I'm walking up the stairs, he's coming down, and instead of waiting for me, he comes down. And hey, me, I say, I know I'm strong. I say,
That's
no,
the
you
elegant
wait.
stallion.
No, you wait. I will pass, and then you can go.
Yeah.
Because you know why I do that? I'm teaching that nobody taught him.
Yeah.
So I got to teach him that it's okay. You see an older person, even if it's your mate, just respect the person, let them pass and you can pass.
Okay, we're a bit pushed for time and we need to round up. But before we go, I can't help but ask you, your performance at Half of a Yellow Sun. How was your, performing? Because we had international actors, Thandi Newton, Chiwetel Ejiofor. How was it, performing alongside them, and what were the challenges that you faced? Just very briefly.
There were no challenges whatsoever. It's good to work with professionals.
Okay.
Everybody is on set on time. Everybody has worked on their lines. We have everybody is. It was beautiful.
Okay.
Now nobody pulling this thing an international ego. No. In fact, I got on so well with Thandi.
Oh, really? Okay.
I got on. She was just a lovely, lovely girl, and my character was so mean to her character.
Yes, and you played it up perfectly well. I was like, good heavens.
So at a point I said, Thandi, I'm so sorry that I have to be. She said, yeah, but you're enjoying it. And she was right. Because, it's good to play the bad role sometimes. But I will only take on the bad role if there is a redeeming lesson to be learned from her character. And Mama, in Half of a Yellow Sun, at the end, you kind of, at that place she's watching her son drive away, and she refused to go with her. She knew it was the last time.
All right.
I
have
just
a
question
and a request.
Yes.
All right. The question is, there's a movement going on, the End SARS movement, based on the SARS brutality and police brutality. What is your take on that?
What movement?
End SARS movement.
End SARS. Oh, okay.
Alleged SARS brutality.
Yes.
What is your take on that? Do you think SARS should be shut down or reformed?
I think that there's a whole lot of things to be reformed. It's not just SARS. The police, the army needs to know what its role is and perform the role. You see, everything really goes back to the leader. if we have a good leader, Nigerians will follow. When Ediabo was alive and he was the second in command and he headed this war against indiscipline, Nigerians began to queue. They began to queue, and things were done orderly.
Do you think we should bring back war against indiscipline?
No, not necessarily, but we should bring down moral education for our children at school. We should bring back history, let them know where they are coming from, and then they can plot the way to where they're going.
Okay,
Sorry, there's a request, and this request, Mommy, I will be grateful if you can grant it to us. Can you sing one of your songs on the show, please?
Yes.
You've got to pay.
That's my manager. You are from here on. He's my manager. So
like I said, I'm a bigger fan.
Yeah, we'll bill him. We'll bill him at the end.
Okay, which one do you want? One Love?
No.
Oh, I love that song.
I was going to say you should actually select.
Okay,
I'm
not the one.
Because I was looking at AY and you did Ekwe, and then I was like, One Love is one of your favorite songs as well. So
okay,
we leave it up to
the one you love the most.
Exactly.
No, that's not fair. Okay, let me tell. We're running out of time. Just
we can do
talking
remix.
Okay,
real quick.
That's what I say. Don't be sad. Understand that everybody has a day when the sun stays away, like right now. Take heart in a new tomorrow. A little more love each way makes for a brighter day. Yeah. Never need worry. Let one love set you free. Help me, guys. One love keep us together. Living in a world is a struggle just staying alive. One love keep us together. Iyo-go-go, iyo-go, iyo-go-go, iyo-go-go, iyo-go.
Having so much fun.
Kaija and Bishop na 5 akola. My clothes never dry. Kaija and Bishop na 5 akola.
Alrighty. Oh, it's been so much fun here on Tea Time. I tell you, one of the best shows we've ever had. Absolutely wonderful. That brings us to the end of the program. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to invite Onyeka Onwenu to come back to the show, because I think we didn't scratch the surface regarding her music, her acting, her politics. Good heavens. Join us later today for the afternoon tea. Until then, a big thank you to my co-anchors, Ife Oshunkeye, Lakpe Banjo, the entire production team, our stylist, courtesy of Kudi Empire, and last but not most certainly least, our studio guest, Onyeka Onwenu. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Tokumbo Taiwo saying thanks for watching and have yourself a great morning.
Yeah,